Reina asked if she was all right. She had a feeling that she might not be the person the lady was expecting from dispenser. The lady replied yes, she was the person they were expecting, and they had arrived. Reina thought, wow, it's really big. Blizzard spoke, please come in. Welcome, we are glad she is here. Then he introduced his eldest son Felix Lurk. Reina thought this person is to be her husband. A few days ago, when she returned home, her eldest sister Moxie shouted that she would not enjoy being with just any writer. Her father Walter replied, yeah, she could go to a better family. By the way, take a look at this. Reina thought, what is happening? Suddenly, her mother Catherine asked why it was so noisy. Reina stated, hello, mother. Catherine asked why she was standing there. Moxie spoke, what is this? If someone is a mistress of Homewood, it means it doesn't matter who it is, then Reina can go. Her father also said he thought Reina should go. He heard that a marriage proposal had come from the author of the dispenser, and they said they would offer a large sum of money. Reina thought, a marriage proposal. She knew as times change, the number of bankrupted nobles increases, and selling off noble titles has started as a new trend. If there are people selling, there are also people buying. The author of the dispenser is not among those people. Being noble does not necessarily mean receiving an official title. Nobility offers a higher social class. Reina shouted she hated it, then thought she had put in so much effort to become useful. Even though there was a lack of money at home, so she was not properly fed, she still worked hard. In the end, the result is that she is being sold. Her mother spoke, saying she was sorry, and she cannot send it. Reina thought, Mom, so she doesn't want to let her go. Catherine continued, if this child goes, who will take care of the household chores? Reina thought, oh, so that's why. No, let's not be disappointed. If she's not here, who will take care of household chores? Mom, please set more anger. She really doesn't want to go. Her father said, here, take a closer look at this letter. Mother thought, after ruining the business, now he is trying to sell her daughter to a mere author. How much money is involved? She wanted to send her daughter away. The next moment she was shocked and spoke, is this all the money? Father replied, just a mere 5,000 gold. Mother thought with this money, they could live luxuriously and in a grand mansion like before. Mother stated, there, good daughter, if only she go to that house, everything will be resolved. If only she endure, their family will be at ease. Why is she like this? Is she selfish? Then she thought Reina was worthless. How did such a low-class person like Reina come out of her womb? Catherine told her she should at least show some respect to the mother who raised her all this time. She is a filial daughter for going to a good place. Reina thought it's something she had always wanted to hear for a lifetime. She is not happy about anything. Mother said, then go, Reina, and prepare the groceries. All the family discussed their stylish outfits and how to spend money. Reina thought she is not part of this family anymore. Then, a week later, the Blizzard's family arrived. Catherine welcomed them, and thought she can't be suppressed by a little fake noble. Evilly spoke, thanks for approving this marriage. Reina thought she should greet her formally. Right, then she tried to speak, but her mother interrupted, saying, Viscountess, she has something to tell her in private. Reina thought it turns out that they are selling her away and it's not a wedding ceremony. Besides, now she doesn't even know who her husband is. It makes more sense to say that she went there for Roxy's wishes. Obviously, Roxy would be angry if she did not go and call off the marriage. Her mother hugged her and said, talk to the Viscountess properly. Dear daughter, she have to go and live a good life. Reina spoke, Mother, and Catherine stated, well, she can go now. A maid came and said, let him carry her bag. Reina spoke, no, he doesn't have to, it's very light. What should she expect? She is a dummy. After that, Evilly asked her to choose whichever she was comfortable going with. There is a car and a carriage. Reina replied she chose the carriage. Evilly stated she also preferred the classic. Then her brother Maurice came and spoke, wow, it's so cool. If they buy one like this, it won't be a big deal. Reina mumbled, so it turns out that he did not come to say goodbye to her. Moxie thought, Are the men in that family all handsome? Well, it's not her business anyway. In the house, Catherine told them, look, she has got more than the amount of money that she said. Walter replied, she is truly amazing. In the car, the little brother spoke, it's too cramped. The other brother replied, that's why he told him not to come. Why did he follow along? The little brother replied, everyone goes, of course, in the name of the youngest in the family, he has to go too. Plus, Felix should be riding in a carriage. Brother also spoke, he must have been sent here because he is as tall as a drying pole and emotionless, so Lady Reyna might be scared. Then both of them laughed. Felix thought, is that really the case? That's right, she kept crouching a while ago. That gesture was surely adorable. Now, back in the present time, Reyna thought, this is so huge, when will she finish cleaning this place? This is a wealthy family, so it's not like she's the only one who does the cleaning, right? Evilly spoke. Everyone is waiting in the living room, let's get in. Then, in the palace, Reyna thought the items here look really expensive. If she breaks something, even if by mistake. Stop thinking. Alex stated, come on in, Lady Reyna, he is Alex, the owner of Dispenser. The person on this side is Lady Reyna's fiancé, his eldest son, Felix. Reyna looked at him and thought, he is so scary. The person over here is the second child, Eden, and over there is the youngest of the three, Joffrey. Evilly spoke, she knows her already, so stop the introductions here, they have to sit down. After that, all of them started chatting. Reyna thought everyone keeps staring at her. Evilly looked at them and thought, don't look at her anymore. Then she said, she must be tired too. Let's talk about family stuff later. We will talk about the important wedding ceremony first. The wedding ceremony will be held after 2 years. During that time, she can just think of the two of them as engaged. Reyna thought, for that long? Then she didn't even need to come here right away, did she? Evilly continued, she planned to have a simple engagement ceremony with only the family. She might feel like it's too long, but it's enough. Reyna thought, the preliminary examination, that's right, if she can't handle her job, she will be kicked out immediately, she has to try harder. After some time, Felix asked, that's too long, 6 months or at least a year. Evilly replied, it's also possible that Reyna does not like him, so he thinks he is going to like Reyna for sure. She agreed to this marriage because the plan was a reasonable reason to take Reyna away. However, she doesn't want the wedding to happen while Reyna still does not want him. It was Reyna's choice that she came here. It's that they paid to buy her, Felix spoke. She doesn't have to say it straight. Evilly thought it's just about her and Reyna. She knows Felix is in a hurry too, but back in time, she went to the orphanage, then saw Reyna smiling and playing with children. She asked if she wanted to adopt that child. The lady told her that girl is Homudu's Lady Reyna. She is so grateful that she often comes to their orphanage, Evilly thought. But that child has a really beautiful smile. She hopes that child can be happy here, but with this plan, if that child is not happy, then things have to follow her plan. Felix thought maybe that girl does not remember anything about him at all, trying to win her heart. Come on, he can do this. Alex thought only his wife can speak to Reyna, he wants to befriend her too. Then he wrote a letter to her. She prefers to call her father, Dad, or Daddy. As for him, he likes the last one. Absolutely don't call him Viscount. In the morning, Reyna woke up and thought, what time is it? Why didn't the alarm clock ring? Mother is going to get mad. Oh yes, this isn't her house. Since she was 12 years old, this seems to be the first time she has slept for so long. She has to hurry down to the kitchen. After some time, the chef asked, why would she be here, lady? Then she introduced herself, saying this is the newly arrived young lady that the master told everyone about. And asked, coming to the kitchen so early, lady, is there anything wrong? Reyna asked if she has anything to do. She even knows how to make bread and stews too. She is good at cleaning too. The chef replied, either way, there is nothing to do here. Reyna thought if she keeps being like this, she will be kicked out. This is absolutely not. Then she said she would find something to do herself, so she started cooking. Next scene, the Count asked, "Why is she standing there?" Felix spoke, "Sit down here. Milk or tea? Which one would you choose?" Reina thought. Eating together, then replied, "Milk, please." The Count asked, "But what is this?" Reina replied, "She made it herself. If he don't want to have it, that's fine." All of them thought Reina did the cooking herself. The Count thought he touched the fork down first. Joffrey was smiling. The Count was like, "What?" Joffrey spoke, "Wow, this is so delicious." Reina replied, "Next time, she will do it again for everyone." The Count spoke, "No, she won't." Reina thought, "That's right, her brother also gets bored very quickly. Every day he eats delicious dishes like this, such as the one she cooks." The Count stated, he did not bring her here to make her work in the kitchen. If she don't want to, she don't need to do it. Well, anyway, on his birthday he want to eat a dish she cook as a present. Can she do it for him? Joffrey asked, "His birthday? Why would he be the only one who is selfish, Dad?" Eden told her, "He is the problem by always using that almost youngest child trick." Reina spoke, "Yes, she will do it." The Count asked, "How is it going with the Duke?" He is also curious about the process. Felix replied, "It's not time to say it yet, until it's right, he will tell him." Then he thought this dish was made by his wife, and only he can't eat. Reina thought, back at Humwood, everyone would just eat without saying anything. Will she ever have something to talk with them one day? Evilly asked Reina if she had finished eating yet, and then told her to go get some rest first. Reina replied, "Yes," and after that, she started cleaning. But then she stopped, when she was going to her room. Evilly spoke, "Let's have a tea party in the afternoon." Reina was so happy and replied, "Yes." After that, the Count asked, "What about him?" Evilly replied, "He can't. Only girls are allowed to participate." Then she thought he keeps nagging her these days. He was not like this before. Well, he was the first one to bring up the adoption, so it's not bad for him to think about having a daughter. The older he gets, the more childish he becomes. On the other hand, Reina thought there are so many magical decorations. The maid, Jane, introduced herself and told her she is going to be taking care of the lady from now on. If there is anything wrong, just call her. Reina replied, "There is no need to worry about her." The maid thought, "What?" Reina spoke, "No, if she needs something, she will call her." In the next scene, the Countess told her, she is sorry, but please have her drink first. She just needs to settle these one more time. After some time, the Countess asked, is she happy with her room? She is preparing. But she don't know what is popular among ladies these days. When the weather is nicer, she can decorate it as she wish. Reina replied, "No way, she is very pleased already." On top of that, the wardrobe is a bit strange. There seems to be some kind of mistake. The Countess stated, "That's right, the wardrobe, of course, surely it should not be a wardrobe but a dressing room. That being said, if it's a dressing room, it is indeed a little small." Reina replied, "It's not that. It's that there are too many things in the wardrobe," as if she entered someone else's room. Then she thought because it's so pretty, she wants to try it on for a little, it will be fine, but... The Countess spoke, "That's the present we prepared for her." Reina thought, "What?" The Countess told her, "Jackets from Alex, elegant stuff from Felix, the red dresses are from Eden, and those cute handbags and jewelry are all from Joffrey. Everyone has different preferences, so it's always fun to find out who is preparing what." Reina replied, "Thanks." The Countess asked, "They all prepared together, but she received this thanks." "This is a bit unfair," Reina stated. "Thanks, Mother," and thought she is actually being welcomed here. The Countess stated, she don't know if there is anything Reina want to do. Now times have changed. Girls also have to be able to live on their own. Reina thought, that's right. 2 years later, she wonders if she will be kicked out by then, or if this is a sign for her to start preparing now, to be able to live even if she gets kicked out of this place. The Countess asked, so, how is her studies going? In terms of history, she just need to know the basics. Personally, she would rather tell her study philosophy or psychology, or perhaps she can study art or some kind of musical instrument. Then, We will often go to the art museum and the theater. The Countess looked at her, then told her if she didn't want to, that was fine. It's just that it would be better if she knew the basics. The Countess thought there are many enemies in Dispenser Bay now. If this child keeps entering the elite with this state, she will be hurt and lose her self-confidence. The Countess spoke. She is not forcing her to do anything right now, but she hopes Reina can figure out what she actually like by experiencing everything. Reina replied, yes, she will. After some time, the Countess thought she understood her situation and her pain. She didn't want to talk much about that, because she was afraid it would be strange to say that she had been watching over her for a long time. Of course, it's better to do so. On the other hand, Reina thought her sister has a tutor, and her brother went to the royal school. They are all smarter than her, and she can only read. What does she want to do? When she is done, she will be busy sleeping because she is tired. If so, is it good to read books at that time? If she starts to study now, will she be able to do well? What does she want to do? She wants to learn piano. But after some time, the maid asked, "Lady, it's time for dinner. Please wake up." Then she saw Reina's face, and was running toward hall. Maid speak. "Lady, it looks like she is in pain," the Countess stated. "Call Joshua now." The Countess was crying that it was her fault. She forced Reina too much. She doesn't need to do anything. The doctor thought, she is having the flu. That's true to a certain extent. The flu is also quite dangerous. Then he said, looking at the body and skin condition, it can be seen that the cause is malnutrition. At night, Felix came and thought, so it's malnutrition. Then he remembered 4 years ago at the orphanage, when they went to find Joffrey, there he saw her. Reina said, "It must be painful. Disinfect it when he get home, and it will heal quickly." Eden replied, "We owe her." Reina asked, "Do they know this child?" Eden replied, "Yes, we know each other very well. We are volunteers at the orphanage, but this boy disappeared, so we went looking for him and met her, a kind person who helped us." "By the way, can she show them the way back to the orphanage?" Reina replied. So the two of them got lost while trying to find Joffrey. After that, the kids came and asked, "Sister, come play with us." Reina replied, "Sorry, but she have to clean up, so that you can play first." Then the kids got the other two brothers to play. One of them asked Felix to play with them. Felix replied, "Should he?" Reina told the kid, he will clean up with her, so he can go play first. In the next scene, Reina told Felix, since she gave him an antipyretic, he will feel better soon. Felix asked, how did she know he have a fever? Reina replied, he can't hide his illness. The truth is, when we were together, she could feel his temperature rising from time to time. Have a nap for about 30 minutes, and when he wake up, he will feel better. She will tell the others that we cleaned the warehouse together, so don't worry, get some rest. Felix replied, thanks, and thought he felt like he had butterflies in his stomach. Sometimes he visited the orphanage to sponsor or volunteer, but meeting again after a long time felt like a miracle had come along with the breeze. But time goes by so quickly, and Reina does not recognize us anymore. Joffrey said, it's all right. Reina not recognizing him also means he has grown up so fast. It's better if she does not remember him crying. But rather than whether Reina remembers or not, her friendly attitude remains unchanged. He promised to repay Reina in his power, but Reina, she will take after his pain. Then he looked at her. Reina blushed fully. 1 minute before, when Reina woke up, she thought, how long have she slept? Right, she is sick. She have never had a cold before. How long has he been here, and why is he here? Felix asked, awake already, seems she have cooled down a lot. Reina thought, this is the first time being taken care of. She don't know why it's a bit awkward. Felix asked, is she hungry? He will bring some food from the kitchen. Let him go get it, get some rest. Reina thought, he's left already. His long legs should be fast. Did she sweat that much? The kitchen is downstairs. She have to take a shower quickly before he comes back. On the other hand, Felix thought, is warm milk okay, or would fragrant rose tea be better? Just ask her what she likes. Felix came back and asked, Reina, where is she? Then his eyes were fully open. Reina was trying to change her clothes, and she screamed very loudly. Because of her scream, his brothers ran over and got angry. Joffrey shouted. Could it be that he could not help but cause trouble? Is he a pervert? Eden asked. What did he do? Definitely someone who does great things. Felix replied. They got it wrong. After some days, the doctor told her, the injection might cause a stinging sensation. Even if the medicine is bitter, take it to the fullest. Don't let her stomach be empty, Reina thought. The doctor treated her as gently as a child. She will recover soon. The Countess came and asked, is she not bored of staying in the room, because vitamin C is good? She made her some lemon juice. Reina replied, wow, lemon juice is so sweet, the Countess told her. She added some honey and then heated it to make it easier to drink. Reina thought, these past days, her mood went down because she is sick, but everyone treated her very well. The Count sometimes came and told her she should eat high-calorie food. Eden also said, don't get sick. Even so, she looked much better today. Joffrey said, he is sorry. He should have paid more attention. He won't make her regret coming to our house. Even though she thinks so, if she doesn't work hard, she won't be able to get what she wants, Reina stated. Mom, about what she said last time, she agreed. She will study hard. She don't know anything, so it's embarrassing. That's why she want to study harder. As a member of this family, she can't embarrass her. She also want more confidence in the future. The Countess replied, thanks, Reina. After that incident, Felix did not come home anymore. He thought he came for work, but he was there to apologize to her. No matter his urgency, he skipped knocking and walked directly in. The Duke came and asked, when did he come back? He heard Felix has spent a lot of money. Is that true? Felix thought, rumors spread fast indeed. That's right, he has been spending his money like water lately, so it's strange that it's not rumored. But it's a level of spending to advertise that he sold his daughter to a viscount. It's because of the incompetent and greedy couple that such a noble family went bankrupt in the first place. The eldest brother is foolish and has no desire, so he is not worried. But the person he cares about the most is Roxy Holmwood. She was always extravagant and showed no compassion for Reina, treating her so badly. He has seen her at the debutante but lacks detailed information. The Duke asked again, isn't that a lot of money for dispenser? Anyway, he have already spent that money. So isn't it time to look at it every day with regrets, or is there something wrong with men? Felix replied, he will be blind if he stays like that. Count Aaron also came and asked what they were talking about and mentioned, by the way, the Count of Holmwood, who is on the verge of extinction, was a bit suspicious to him. If it was Felix, even better families would line up. Will he bring that person to the Festival of Forgiveness? Felix replied, the two of them seem to have a lot to say, so he will go. The Duke asked, okay, he will not mention it. Let's talk about work. Is he really going? Felix thought, with the Festival of Forgiveness, come to think of it, it's not long either. In the next scene, the Countess stated, the landscape painting she painted this time was really pretty. She wanted this one too, but her father got away again. Reina replied, it would be pretty even if she painted it in the fall. She will paint it pretty and hang it in her mom's library. The Countess told her, there are a lot of families looking for her painting, but did the two of them argue? She meant Reina and Felix. What happened to both of them? If they go to Flat Hill, she won't come back, and can't hold an engagement ceremony. Reina replied, no, they did not argue, and thought, come to think of it, they have not seen each other since that day. Was he offended by her reaction that day? The Countess told her, even if the engagement ceremony has not been held yet, she has been a dispenser ever since she came here. By the way, she has something to give her. Originally, she was going to give it to her at the engagement ceremony, but she doesn't know when it will be, so she will give it to her now. Reina thought, this looks so expensive, and said, such an expensive thing is a bit. The Countess said, this is the blessed blue that comes down from the family, so she hopes Reina accepts it even if it's burdensome because she is their family now. Reina replied, yes, she will cherish it now, the Countess stated. She will have to adapt to something, then thought, Felix, this guy, is going to have a ceremony soon, so she doesn't know what to do. Then she told her, come to think of it, she got a call from Holmwood. He said he would drop by before the ceremony. Raina thought, did that person come here? Whether it will be the same as last time, if these people see that figure of her, they won't see her as a family anymore. Then she remembered the Countess telling her now she is their family. That's right, she is not Raina Holmwood anymore, but she is Raina Dispenser, so it will be fine. Catherine said she did not think she would be welcomed warmly like this. The Countess replied. Still, this is Raina's guest. Catherine asked, why don't she see her? The Countess replied, she must prepare, so she came here a bit late. She will be here soon, so don't worry. Moxie thought she might hide. There was only one reason until now she has not sent the invitation. That's because the wedding can't be celebrated. It seems like she is trying her best not to reveal her dirty figure of herself. But where did she go? A cleaner tries to fly higher. Catherine looked at her. The next moment tea was coming out of her mouth. Raina stated she is sorry for being late. Her mother asked, is that Raina? Has she been good over time? Moxie spoke, by the way, she is here, make her milk tea, and thought because she is Raina the cook. She spoke again. That's what she always does, isn't it? The Countess stated she doesn't need to do it. When the kids bring back tea, she will give it to her. Raina thought so this is the feeling because of her someone. Raina said, it's fine, she is her guest, at least she can do it for her. Moxie thought that's right. Nevertheless she hides it. Her figure of the past still fits more. Moxie spoke, before having tea, she can go around a bit. Then sometimes she thought with these low standards, it seems like she can earn a little more money already. The decoration is pretty good. Let's see how many she has tricked. Hey there. Led her to Raina's room, Jane replied. Though she is a guest, going to a little lady's room is quite difficult. Moxie slapped her, then spoke. She doesn't need to know how well these people treat her. But how can a maid talk back? She won't say it twice. Let her now. After that, Moxie asked, what is this? Is she leading her correctly? Jane replied. This is the right place. If she finishes observing it, let's go out. Moxie closed the door and thought, unbelievable. Just because of that raffish rat, they prepared all of these things. Then she threw all the gifts and thought, if that's so, it can't be only these. She knew it, hiding these stuffs here, isn't she so naive? On the other hand, the Countess said she can't welcome this guest a second time. Raina stated, thanks, Mom. Thanks to her, she can see off two of them without any problem, and besides. The Countess asked, she realize how honorable dispenser the little lady is. Raina replied, thanks for drinking the bravery to her. The next morning, Raina thought she didn't even know how the day went, passing out as soon as she entered the room. The next moment, she was shocked. Raina asked Jane if she cleaned the room yesterday. Jane replied, no, Madam told her not to disturb, so she only brought the futon out when she fell asleep. Raina asked, then by any chance, did someone come in? Jane replied, forgive her lady. Actually one of the guests yesterday asked for guidance. Raina asked, first, please don't tell anyone. In the next scene, Raina thought Jane's cheeks were swollen. Perhaps Moxie raised her hand because she did not listen, like she did to her. What should she do now? She thought she was sorry to Evilly. Evilly trusted her and entrusted her. She should have been more careful. She should have noticed right away. What if she can't find it forever? Eden came and spoke. She was here. By any chance, is life here too difficult? Raina thought she would like to say it's not like that, but to tell Eden the truth. Eden stated, if it's hard to say, it's okay not to say. Everyone has days when they want to cry. Was today Saturday for her, so it's okay. After that, Eden thought, did he make her cry twice? Raina replied, thanks for calming me down a bit. Do he know about the blue of blessings that she lost? Yes, to be exact, she think her sister took it. On the one hand, she wish it was not, so she will take it back. She don't know if Holmwood will let her in, but she wonder if she can get it back if she tell them face to face. Eden told her, if she only need to meet her sister, she don't have to go there. She can see her in the capital city during the festival. Raina thought, that's right, the festival. She almost went to an empty mansion. Eden spoke, so let's go to the festival together to find the blue of blessings. He is not as good as his brother, but he will still be her strength. When he asked earlier, he was honestly relieved that she were not crying because of living here. Everyone was worried that it might be difficult being alone in a strange place. If she have any difficulties, tell Hermie like today. Will she promise him that today will be the last time she cry alone? They are a family, Reina replied. Okay. Felix received a letter from Eden stating that he escorted Reina as requested. However, Eden warned, brother, keep in mind, if this continues for another 2 years, the person entering the wedding hall may not be him. After that, Felix told the Duke about some business matters and got angry. The Duke replied, that's not wrong. He don't know what the problem is between the two of them, but just avoiding it is not the answer. Of course, he is doing this for nothing, but if he want to see her, he better go see her himself this time. On the other hand, Eden asked, is she really okay? If it's because of the carriage, it's okay to go a little slower. Reina replied, no, she is just a bit nervous. She thought she must get it back this time. Then thought she is sorry, evilly. Even if she gets scolded, scold her as much as she want. Eden stated, she's not just going to talk. After all, she has to hit a few times to feel refreshed. Reina spoke, but to hit, Eden said, she wants to take revenge as well. Now tighten your fist like this and stretch it out. As much as Reina suffered, her fist became stronger. Not like that, it's dangerous to swing out the window. Then he said, it seems to have arrived in the meantime. It's a festival of forgiveness. Eden thought his brother should have arrived by now. Even though it's too much, his brother lacks a sense of crisis. After some time, Eden told her, don't be afraid because there is a brother inside. Reina thought, it's been a month since she have not talked to Felix. We have not had a conversation since that day, is that all right? Eden spoke, don't think of anything else now, he will be waiting for her here. Then he thought, she felt anxious rather than relieved to hear that she had a brother. What happened between her and her brother? Does she really hate her brother? Inside, Reina shouted, give it back. It's very important to her, Moxie replied. It's crazy, suddenly coming here, Reina stated. She can't go until she get it back. What she is holding now is a precious thing that her mom gave her. Moxie replied, she is really funny. Let's talk properly. Do she forget she is living the way she is now thanks to him? He sent her there, so she should be grateful. But how dare she appear in front of her just because of something like this? Anyway, the Viscountess does not know it's gone, does she? On the other hand, evilly asked, why is he leaving her alone? She has not even entered the upper class yet. The Count replied, Reina is not a child. Eden stated, she don't have to worry. There is a reason she must be there right now. Evilly replied, even so, she is still worried. What if something happens there? Eden thought he was the one who wanted to be by her side more than anyone else, but he is not even the one who should be by Reina's side today. Back at the Forgiveness Festival, Moxie told her, it's clear. Did she prepare it in advance in case she were kicked out? Did she manage to steal something like this without getting caught? She have grown a little. Reina stated, watch her words. Do she think everyone in this world is like her? No matter how difficult the situation, no matter how good and expensive it is, no matter how greedy she is, not everyone steals like her. Moxie shouted, is she done talking? Suddenly, the Duke came and acted like that due to Moxie's hands. His wine fell at his dress. Moxie said, she is sorry. Reina thought it was just on purpose. The Duke asked, so did she have a relationship with the Dispenser family? Felix stated, no, not that one. This girl is Reina Dispenser. This is his wife. He just arrived. He had a lot to tell her, but he guessed now was not the time. Moxie thought, what the hell is that person doing with the Duke? No, before that, she was finally able to run into the Duke again because of that girl. When she was going back, Reina said, wait. Felix said, leave her alone. Reina replied, there is still more to talk about. She will definitely solve it. So please trust her and send it to her. The Duke stated, there seems to be something. Is she okay? After that, Reina stated, wait, They are not done talking yet, Moxie replied. Seriously, why is she doing this? What is this shit that bothers her this much? Reina's tears came out. Evilly stated. So what is that? Did it bring tears to Reina's eyes? Was it because of this, the missing item for Reina's dress? Moxie even took the items she gave her. Moxie thought, what she gave her, so she is saying Reina did not really steal. Then she said she did not steal it. Reina gave it to her. Evilly said, stealing and lying, there is nothing more to say. Please bring it to the hotel by noon tomorrow. She forgive her because they are Reina's family. Reina tried to speak. Mom, that, Evilly stated, she is sorry. She should have asked her sooner. She really had a hard time. In the next scene, Moxie shouted, how dare Evilly forgive her for being a Viscount? Catherine asked, what is she doing? Moxie replied, do she know what the Viscountess told her about it? Suddenly, Catherine asked, is this really something Reina lent her? Stop acting like an idiot and tell her, Moxie asked, why is this? And what the hell is that? Seethering replied, she did not even know it was written as Philip, to Lily Dispenser. He is the 17th king of the Bennetites, the great-great-grandfather of Duke Cornwall. The king's lover is Lily, the love of royalty Philip, commoner Lily. It was declared public 30 years after her death. Their love was famous, but opinions were divided as to whether she was a real person. But to think that Lily was a dispenser, actually, no one ever wondered what her last name was. She guessed she would have to find out about the Viscount. She might be a bigger person than she thought. On the other hand, Evilly spoke to Reina. Did she know what's wrong with her? She is upset, rather from a kid who treated Reina as a thief and behaved brazenly, while thinking and trying to get it somehow. She is upset that she could not do anything. Why did she worry alone? The family is there to talk and be together at times like this. Then both of them hugged each other. The one who has been denied the outstretched hand won't be hurt anymore. They will get a little closer. After some time, when Reina entered her room, Felix asked, did things go well? Reina replied, when will he be here? Felix spoke, actually, he was waiting because he was worried. He is sorry if it was something she didn't want to see. Felix asked, can she give him a minute today? He came all the way to the capital. It's a waste to only worry about these things. He wants her to pretend to be deceived and go with him. After that, they wandered around different shops. Felix thought she smiled so brightly. When Reina was going to another shop, Felix stated, it seems like she keeps forgetting him. Just hold on and walk. Reina thought, was he not mad at her? Come to think of it, instead of getting angry, he always followed her own will. Is this a good sign? Felix asked, shall they take a break? He thought she was interested in it earlier. Reina, trying it for the first time, spoke, wow. That's true. Let's eat this. Then both looked at each other. Felix ate it and said, of course, too sweet for him. Reina replied, then she will just have to eat it. Felix thought, wait, just now, if he was not careful, he could have been in big trouble. Reina thought, in an atmosphere like this, now she can ask. Reina asked, the thing is, at that time, she wondered if he saw anything. Felix replied, when that time, he is sorry, he didn't mean to look, but somehow it happened. Then he thought this is clearly just an excuse. Actually, when she was sick, he saw her crying and not being able to take care of herself, saying she was sorry. Sorry, Mom. She will wake up early, so please Mom don't scold her. That image was engraved in his mind and made him want to take care of her. He could not say sorry for not paying attention, because he was afraid he would hurt the girl who always tried to act well, so now he will do his best. Felix stated, he could have said sorry, but in that situation, he ran away like an idiot. If he say it was because of her that he do this, then maybe she would hate me more. Sorry for not saying it sooner. Reina thought, if only they were a little more honest with each other, then there would be no need to worry about being apart. Reina said, she is also sorry for running away back then. And thanks for being honest with her, we can forgive each other. Felix thought, that is the expression that he can't help but fall in love with. Now they have to go to the festival. Next scene, Joffrey said, he missed her so much. Reina replied, wow, it's only been half a month and he has grown so much. Now he is older than her. Eden said, "It's okay to go there. Stick to her just right. That would make Reina awkward." Joffrey stated, "There must be another awkward thing. Unlike everyone else, how about he be honest with his feelings?" Eden replied, "If he has time to say such nonsense, then quickly go escort," Felix said. "Thanks for taking care of her while she was away. This time will be challenging." Eden replied, "If he had not done that, Reina would have been left behind. And it seems like there is help from others too. Remember, if he is still like that, Reina's heart won't be his forever." Felix stated, "Let's see from now on. He won't let anyone take her away from me again." Eden asked, "So he recognized him as his rival?" Felix replied, "That is what he needs to try, because he is not the one to decide that." After some time, Felix thought, even though he confidently said that, those are not words just for Eden. Even so, he has resolved the misunderstanding, if this continues. Suddenly, the Duke in devil shape popped up and said, "Actually, do he think there is nothing else he can do because it already passed?" He was afraid that she would smile at someone else but not him, repeating that over and over again. Reina and Eden, if it was not for these two people, would he have stood up like this? He is feeling regretful that he did not approach Reina first even though he cared about her. Felix smashed the table. Both brothers thought, is he thinking about something else? Felix said he is sorry he saw a bug. Reina whispered, "Is he okay?" Felix thought, "That's right, it's better now than before, instead of worrying and worrying alone. Then he can make Reina stay by his side and smile like now. If he just tries gradually from now on, then Reina's heart." After some time, Felix said, "Luckily Reina is not here. He will ask." Evilly asked why they both left Reina alone at that time. Felix replied she is no longer a child. Evilly stated, even when she is no longer a child, she also did not receive any kind of attention from her parents. Now that she has just opened her heart, she will suffer greatly in that place. Felix said, "It's obvious that Reina intended to handle this herself." Evilly replied, "Preventing what a child wants to do, that's not the way to protect. It takes a certain amount of confidence to be able to escape the past, so she entrusted it to him. Let the baby gradually touch. But what if she just leaves her alone? Isn't that too contradictory?" Felix stated, "If it's like this, then let her go to Green Lake." Both of them shouted, "That's impossible. They will soon run out of money. How will the Homewood people get close to Reina and hurt her? Even if he avoids it like that, if it's something they have to go through, then it's better to get through it together." Felix asked, "What is the difference between him and her?" It's not just the past that Reina needs to overcome, but she also has to accept that Homewood is no longer her family. Evilly stated, "So it would be better if she was with them. Her father and she will be a strong support for her. She wants to let that child know that there are still good people in this world." Felix replied, "But that's selfish. What they do is coercion based on goodwill. If their home also becomes a stuffy place for Reina, then how are they any different from Homewood? Initially, Reina did not decide to come here on her own. Don't forget that." Scene change. Evilly said, "Wake up, baby." Reina asked, "How long have she been sleeping?" "Mum, isn't it late? Did she bring it?" Evilly replied, "No, it was from Felix, a bouquet of white tulips blooming during the forgiveness ceremony. According to tradition, giving a bouquet of tulips is to ask for forgiveness." Reina thought, is this the meaning of this bouquet of flowers? Hugging it felt like hugging a cloud, like cotton candy. Evilly thought, looks like that kid went to the festival with Reina. They seem to have developed it more. Evilly stated, shouldn't she open another gift? She prepared it for her. She hopes Reina will like it. So did she like it? Reina replied that she really liked it. Evilly spoke, now get ready and let's go. It's your first prom. After some time in the carriage, Eden said, Paventia Palace is a magnificent and unique palace that only opens once a year on the Forgiveness Festival. It's lucky that Reina's first prom is here. Reina asked Eden if it was okay for her to dress like this because this is her first time. Eden replied, there is no need to worry. She looks so beautiful that he felt extremely proud to be the first to see her. Reina thought she was lucky and wanted to look good for that person. A few minutes ago, the Duke asked what to do when something like this happened. It's been 2 hours already, when will Madam come? Felix asked if that was something to worry about right now. He sent a letter like that to tease people. Thanks to that he was able to see her rarely sleeping face. The Duke replied, "Don't he know that all my efforts are for him and his wife?" Moxie came and spoke. "Is that the Duke? May the glory bless the Benetites festival." The Duke thought, "That look," then he said, "It's the Homewood lady he met back then." Moxie spoke, looking at the Duke's wonderful appearance. Not only this palace but even the Lethe Palace is extremely suitable for him. Felix thought, what Lethe Palace? She is dreaming of something. She took a proactive and bold approach and also mentioned Lethe Palace, where only the royal family lives. He did not expect her to be that stupid and greedy. The Duke whispered to her, "Although this sentence sounds quite good, say these kinds of things in a low voice next time. Remember." Moxie replied, "It's only in the morning. What are they doing here?" The Duke replied, "They are waiting for Viscount Felix's madam." Moxie thought, what is he waiting for? That girl. So upset, it would have been a mess since morning because she had to send that thing. The Duke asked, "Come to think of it, Miss Moxie, is Miss Raina her sister? How did she look when she was young?" Moxie replied, "She is sorry. That's something she can't even think about. She is the type whose looks do not matter. She is already quiet, so it's not that good." Felix stated, "She should not be like that. Speak kindly, young lady." On the other hand, Eden told her that her brother went ahead and waited, so soon she could meet him. Raina thought, what's wrong? Why is Felix with Moxie? Moxie is different from her. She has charisma, so she is always surrounded by people. But that person said that she is his wife. Moxie thought, why is he acting like he knows? The Duke thought, it's really amazing because he is having fun these days, thanks to his best friend who shows up every day in every way since that shocking marriage news. So, Felix already knew his wife longer than he thought. Moxie thought, no matter what the Viscount knows, it's not very good to keep talking about her. She can't let these little things ruin this opportunity. How can she get noticed? Raina was running. Then she stopped and thought, what should she do when she get there? Is that something that can be questioned right from the start? She spoke. She have only opened her heart for a few days. The Duke stated, well, the main characters have gathered here. Let's move somewhere else first. After that, Raina thought, just what is she thinking? So embarrassed that she don't want to live. She have misunderstood. The Duke thought, looks like Miss Raina here has some lovely thoughts. Then he spoke, while waiting for her, they are talking about her childhood. Raina replied, is that so? Then thought, she don't want to talk about it. She is afraid they will look down on her once they know. Moxie spoke, surely something must be done. The Duke thought, it's true that it's hard to get close to the Homewood family. Meanwhile, Miss Raina was paying attention to Felix. Then he spoke, maybe she is not extroverted, because there are also young ladies who prefer to stay in the quiet study room or garden. Felix spoke, today is beautiful, they should go out and dance, then go on a date, so allow us to leave first. The Duke thought, so that's it, just like her, Felix also cares about her. Moxie spoke, everyone has not even gotten up yet and they suddenly left like that. That's so disrespectful. It looks like both the Viscount and his wife need to get used to the upper class. Eden stated, if someone who has gotten used to the upper class like her, then for the family, she should refrain from saying bad things about others like just now. The Duke spoke, this place is not good enough to stay in any longer. Next time, she will look better if she smiles more. In the upper class, it's better to hide her expression. Moxie thought, it was all because of Raina Homewood. Out of the palace, Raina spoke, this is not a conference hall. The music is already playing. It's almost time for the opening ceremony. We have to hurry. Felix stated, be careful. Raina thought, what's wrong with today? Then she spoke, she is still not very familiar with this. Felix said, where can she go with this situation? Raina thought, so he already knows, but if we dance together, she can still endure it. Felix spoke, she can dance anytime, but now he want to show her something else. Today, let's go on a date. Reina thought about what she should do now. Everything seemed like a dream. Felix spoke. Well, here we are, Reina said. Wow, this is beautiful. Felix asked if she was satisfied with the date location. Reina thought. Maybe it's because her feet touched the ground. It feels a bit itchy. Felix told her this place, the Rose Garden, is a garden full of roses. Philip II made it for the woman he loved. However, it is the kind of love that goes beyond status, so that girl had to make a difficult decision for the person she loved. Since that day, no one has seen that girl in this country anymore. Reina spoke. So it was not a very happy fairy tale ending. Could be her name is Rose because there are roses everywhere. Felix replied. It's a pity, but her name is Lily. Reina thought. If it's Lily, it's the word engraved on the blue of blessings, Felix stated. Anyway, that's a good approach because roses are her favorite flower. Reina spoke. Unfortunately, the happy times could not last a little longer, because both still take moments to share their hearts. At first, when the dispensers treated her well, she thought it was because of the name Homewood. But it turns out that everyone treated her with all their heart, so does Felix. Originally, she didn't care about that at all. Instead of seeing who is higher and lower, she wants to focus on spending more time with important people, like she always does. Felix kissed her on the cheek, then said, It's a good story, but it almost ruined the entire atmosphere of the date. To create an atmosphere for the date, shall we have a dance here, lady? Then they started dancing. After that day, Reina had a really peaceful time. It was so unexpected that spending a day together sharing emotions is such an interesting thing. As a family, they have become much better. The Count came and told them Duke Cornwell is coming. There was also an official offer from the Cornwell family. It seems Felix has done a lot of good things lately. Felix thought, not again. What is he planning to do next? Reina asked. Isn't it a good thing that our parents look so happy? Felix replied. Actually, it's extremely troublesome. Reina thought. It looks like this person has been bothered before. Felix thought the Duke clearly came to find Reina. Evilly stated. It's already been decided. There is no other way. Let's prepare for the best prom. The preparations had started. Evilly thought this was a great opportunity, even though she knew her son was doing business with the Duke. An official visit like this was something else. Because of the influence of the Duke's family, it was hard to justify siding with a particular clan in action, but it would definitely be good for that child. After some time, Jane asked why she was like this. Little Madam seemed extremely stressed about the party. Reina thought even if her parents didn't know, Moxie would come because the Duke would also come. If she told Felix right away, he would find it right and accept it, but the two of them were really happy. So annoying. Mr. Duke, it would be better if he didn't come. On the other hand, at the Homewood house, Walter said they didn't need to worry about money anymore. Then asked where she was going. Walter replied it wasn't important. Catherine shouted it was 100,000 times more important than that piece of paper. Moxie told him the Duke planned to visit Nisa. Then again, Catherine's voice came, asking if he was still talking about that. Then she said Moxie came just in time. Little Reina would come in handy at times like this. Most of the nobles gathered there. Go there and find a young man to marry. Moxie replied. Didn't she know that the Duke had not seen a potential fiancé yet? The better the relationship between the two, the better their reputation would be. So this was the opportunity. Time would be on their side. Next scene. Duke tries to hug him. Felix spoke. Don't do this. Pay attention outside. Everyone is dying because nobles from across the country are gathering, that he brought here. Duke replied. But if he don't do this, he wouldn't be able to set foot in. Count spoke. Is she interested in paintings? The noble lady replied she heard the Viscount had extensive knowledge of art. But in her opinion, this was just a pure portrait painting. She wondered if there were any other pictures. Count stated. Another painting. Of course, there is. Coincidentally, her daughter's masterpiece is in his study room. Count told him during the tea party. He heard that because the wife loved her elder son's fiancé very much, she was called like that. Duke stated it had to be like that anyway. What was the picture that made everyone disappear? Count spoke. He just watched a little to relieve boredom. Then he said he was sorry. Reina replied, "No. No. It's because she went too quickly. She is sorry for greeting late." Count told her she came at the right time. He was on his way to see Lady Reina's work. She could guide him, Reina thought, so those people from earlier were going for that purpose. Then she said she was sorry, she had to leave first. When she entered the room, Count stated, "Oh, he was planning to call her. Well, everyone, the owner of this wonderful work is here." Reina thought there was no way all these people liked it. What if they caught a mistake? Earl spoke, "This is so incredible. This is truly natural talent. The painting contains warmth and joy. This is a wonderful work that shows the artist's heart. He hopes everyone who sees this picture feels happy." Count said, "Everyone, let's enjoy and watch together. This is also our Reina's work." The nobles whispered, "How could a lady do this? These are servants' jobs. Probably it is a form of artistic activity like painting." Reina thought, "That's right. Ordinary nobles don't do this." She had become too familiar with family members over the past time. Duke stated, "This is so delicious. It would be perfect to bring back to his family kitchen. What's the atmosphere like? What is the matter? If they don't want to eat, let him eat." The nobles ate it and then said, "Oh, now she understands why the Duke praised her like that." Then they started asking her about the recipe. Reina replied, "Everyone, just calm down." A moment later, Reina heard the Earl's voice. Art is innate, and that ability only shines when someone like the Count recognizes it. In this regard, it is fortunate that Lady Reina's abilities are not underestimated. Don't miss the different sides she shows. Then at night, Felix thought, luckily she looked quite cheerful during the day. Then he said he would confiscate this, because it was the first time she met so many people. "Isn't she tired?" Reina replied, "That's more interesting than she thought." Felix said as far as he was concerned, he just hoped everyone would go away quickly. Reina asked, "That's right. How long will the Duke stay?" Felix replied. He said it would take a month and he already felt like he had no strength left. Reina thought it would be great if he could return quickly and said, she knows he is not satisfied with the Duke's actions, but even so, don't hate him too much. Today, she was truly grateful to the Duke. Then she told him all the story about her cookies and that situation. Without the Duke, Dad would have gotten into a lot of trouble. Even at festivals, she wondered if there was any way she could repay him. The next morning Felix spoke. "Duke." "Thanks," Duke replied. "What is that?" "Even if Felix says so, he won't let it go," Felix stated. He heard that yesterday the Duke enjoyed the cookies quite well, so he will just say thanks. Duke thought he did not expect to hear thanks from him, then said, "Wow, that's a really scary guy. Please do that more often." Count spoke. "Well, everyone comes at the right time. Today, he have just heard this story. He don't know if anyone has heard it. It's said that someone else died in Larry's oil." Felix replied, "Anyway, this is a company with many problems. It's been 3 people already this year." Duke asked, "They don't even compensate their relatives." Felix replied, "For them, the workers are slaves, not workers. Those who have never been hungry will find it difficult to think of hungry people. They won't be able to know the weight of 5 shillings for a day's work. It's necessary to protect workers within the framework of the law." Count stated, "It's easy to say, but the opposition will be intense." Felix said, "Power will be used at times like this. It's not used to satisfy one's heart." Reina thought, even in the midst of people like this, Felix still did not feel discouraged when he spoke. Duke said, "It's impossible to come to a conclusion at this rate. What is the opinion of the outsiders?" Reina stated, "Everyone is still discussing seriously, so he really needs her opinion." Duke replied, "Of course, new ideas are always welcome." Reina told them, "It's okay to force it, but should they let people stand out by themselves?" Duke thought, "This is a bit surprising." Reina continued, "It's like giving candy to children who take bitter medicine, either tax exemption or granting business priorities." Felix said, "That's not impossible. It will show them their new abilities. How much has been provided to workers so far? This time, they should provide that much. If they increase the proportion of workers, then work will be more motivating and it will increase productivity." Count asked, "It sounds good. But which boss will give up the benefits? Both of them said. Their mother does that, Duke stated. Let's change the atmosphere. Lady, will she join us on a camping trip later? Reina replied. She has to say thanks to him for inviting her. The next day, Duke spoke. This place is so beautiful, Reina told him. It was all thanks to their mother. Felix thought. It's good for Reina to blend in without being shy. The problem is, why is it this kid? He doesn't get it at all. Duke looked at Felix, then thought, that kid is jealous. Well, the other side must be very worried. And here they express love as much as this, but looking at how many times they rejected each other, it's clear that they are a difficult couple. Count said, it looks like a whole family came together, because he saw that it was a pretty big carriage. Reina was shocked. Catherine spoke. She did not expect him to personally come to welcome her like this. It's an honor, Duke. Like this video. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.